Hi there, and welcome to the Celeb Tea. For months, fans of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills have been whispering about what's really going on between Dorit Kemsley and her husband, Paul, PK Kemsley. The couple, once known for their glamorous lifestyle and tight bond, has recently been surrounded by speculation. Everything from financial tension to emotional distance, and even rumors of a quiet separation. After months of silence, Dorit has finally broken her silence, and what she revealed has left everyone stunned. Since the season finale aired, viewers have sensed that something was off. Dorit no longer had the same glow she used to share with PK. The laughter, the chemistry, the lighthearted teasing that once defined their relationship, it all seemed to have vanished. Instead, what fans saw was a woman trying to hold it together. Dorit appeared often anxious and withdrawn, clearly still affected by the terrifying home invasion that shook her world just a few years ago. Meanwhile, PK, though supportive in appearances, often came across as dismissive or impatient when she expressed her trauma on camera. His tendency to brush off her emotions only deepened fans' concern that the couple was drifting apart. Rumors soon began to swirl that PK was spending increasing amounts of time away from their Los Angeles home, particularly in Las Vegas for business. Some insiders claimed he was practically living there, while Dorit remained in California with their children, Jagger and Phoenix. Sources close to the family described it as taking space, yet neither Dorit nor PK publicly confirmed a separation. For months, Dorit maintained a dignified silence, refusing to engage in the gossip. Her quietness, however, only fueled curiosity. Viewers wanted answers, and they got them at the reunion. When Bravo host Andy Cohen brought up the topic of her marriage during the reunion, Dorit didn't deflect as she often had before. Instead, she took a long pause, her eyes heavy with emotion, and admitted that things had been incredibly difficult. For the first time, she revealed that she and PK had been living apart. Her voice trembled as she explained that while she still loved him deeply, love alone hadn't been enough to keep them together. Sometimes, she said, love isn't enough when you've been through too much. The confession stunned fans. Dorit, who had always projected composure, strength, and luxury, finally let her guard down. Beneath the designer clothes and polished image, viewers saw a woman in pain. A woman fighting to reconcile the life she once had with the reality she was living. It was a moment of raw honesty that many hadn't expected from her, and it hit hard. Following the reunion, Dorit opened up even more in an interview with the Daily Dish. She acknowledged that she and PK had endured far more than most people realized. "We've faced challenges," she said, "some that the world has seen and others that we've kept private." She confirmed that they were no longer living together full-time, but were maintaining a healthy co-parenting relationship for the sake of their children. Dorit stressed that the decision wasn't made suddenly. It had been building over time, the result of cumulative strain from their home invasion, the demands of reality TV, and the pressure of public judgment. "People don't understand what it's like to have every part of your life picked apart," she said quietly. "Sometimes you just need peace." Her words resonated deeply with fans. Social media quickly filled with messages of support. Many praised her bravery for speaking so openly, while others criticized PK for appearing emotionally unavailable during her darkest times. Longtime viewers admitted that they had sensed this outcome for years: the distance, the disconnection, and the subtle sadness behind Dorit's once sparkling eyes. Others remained hopeful, suggesting that the couple might eventually find their way back to one another after time apart. PK, for his part, issued a brief but polite statement. "Dorit will always be my family," he said. "We love each other deeply and are doing our best to navigate this as respectfully as we can." He thanked fans for their concern and requested privacy. Yet even his message came across as distant to some. It lacked the warmth that once defined their partnership, and fans couldn't help but wonder whether his heart was still in it. In the weeks after the reunion, Dorit seemed determined to focus on herself and her children. She began attending more social events, spending time with close friends, and appearing more at ease in public. Cameras caught her smiling again, not the forced smiles of before, but something softer, freer. Insiders, however, revealed that behind that new calm was still a great deal of pain. After all, the end of a long marriage is never easy, especially when it unfolds in front of millions of viewers. This wasn't the first time Dorit and PK had faced adversity. Over the years, their marriage had weathered plenty of storms: financial strain, negative press, and constant criticism from the Bravo audience. PK's past bankruptcy had once been a major storyline, and Dorit had stood firmly by his side through it all. She often said that loyalty and resilience were the foundations of their marriage. But this time, things feel different. The emotional divide between them seems deeper, the connection harder to mend. At the reunion, Dorit's tone carried a quiet sense of acceptance. She didn't lash out or blame PK. Instead, she spoke with a kind of melancholy grace, the way someone speaks when they've finally made peace with letting go. While she didn't use the word divorce, her words suggested that she was beginning to accept that their chapter as a couple might be coming to an end. Still, she emphasized respect above all else. No matter what happens, she told Andy Cohen, PK will always be my family. He's the father of my children, and that's something I'll never take for granted. Her maturity and poise were widely praised. Viewers noted how Dorit managed to balance honesty with compassion, avoiding the bitterness that often follows public breakups. Her vulnerability was refreshing, a reminder that even reality stars with lavish lives and perfect appearances are not immune to heartbreak. In the aftermath, fans began dissecting every detail, from PK's social media posts to Dorit's new look. Some speculated that she was preparing for a new phase of independence, possibly rebranding herself beyond RHOBH. Others pointed out that she appeared lighter, as though she was finally reclaiming control of her narrative after years of being defined by her marriage. Professionally, Dorit has been channeling her energy into her fashion ventures and philanthropic work. She's been spotted attending charity events, spending quality time with her children, and maintaining a positive image online. Friends say she's focusing on personal healing, therapy, mindfulness, and simply learning to live on her own terms again. She's finding herself, one insider shared. She's realizing she can be strong, successful, and at peace without needing to prove anything to anyone. Meanwhile, PK has continued to divide his time between business commitments and family visits. While the couple continues to co-parent amicably, it's clear that their lives are moving in separate directions. Some close to them believe there's still affection between the two, but not the same spark that once drew them together. Dorit, in particular, seems ready to embrace a more balanced, quieter life after years of chaos and constant scrutiny. As time passes, one thing has become clear. Dorit's story is not just about a failing marriage, it's about transformation. She's gone from being a glamorous, guarded housewife to a woman who's unafraid to show her truth. Fans who once saw her as image-obsessed now see her as human, someone who's faced trauma, doubt, and emotional exhaustion, yet continues to move forward with grace. The public may never know the full story behind Dorit and PK's struggles, but what's evident is that she's no longer hiding behind the facade of perfection. Her openness about anxiety, trauma, and marital challenges has resonated with many who faced similar struggles in silence. In a world that often glamorizes marriage and fame, Dorit's honesty has reminded everyone that real strength lies in vulnerability. Whether or not Dorit and PK reconcile remains uncertain, but one thing is undeniable. Dorit Kemsley is reclaiming her voice, her independence, and her peace. And for the first time in a long while, she seems ready to live life on her own terms, free from the shadows of fear, fame, and expectation.